Hi, welcome back. Whenever I train, I try to approach my training with a specific purpose and goal for that session. So I'm not just randomly throwing punches and executing techniques as they come to mind. So I want to show you a sample how to train. Practice your techniques. So you would have your normal Wing Chun techniques. Tan Sao punch. We call that Tanda. Tan Sao punch. So if you have a bob dummy like I do, that would be an ideal situation. If you don't, you can practice it on a post, on a pole, a light pole outside or whatever. Have something in front of you to help you envision where your opponent is standing. So you're focusing on the center line. So right now, I can see the face, I can see the torso of my opponent. So I'm imagining a punch, and I'm imagining me deflecting the punch with the Tan Sao and striking. This technique is called Tanda. Same on the other side. So I'm turning and punching. So you notice that I took a small step. The reason for this step is I was just taking a wider angle, but you don't have to. So you can just stay in a stationary position and just shift. So you will always be squaring. When you come back to a neutral position, you'll be facing your opponents squared up. So here, just shifting, not even stepping. If I want to do the same on the other side, if I'm here, I can turn and shift without making a step. So here, right? The reason for the stepping is you can make a wider angle. So if I'm right here, and if the punch is coming kind of from a wider angle and the opponent is making an angle on me, I need to step out, deflect, and punch. Step out, deflect, and punch. So it's a small step. Now if you want to advance into your opponent, that step becomes more complex because now we are using a Huma stance. So I'm going here, I'm deflecting with a Tan Sao, and I'm stepping in and punching. So this step would be circular, like half circle, and in. Same thing here. Going deeper into the opponent's body. So I'm not just standing here, so I'm going here and advancing, here and advancing. Okay. Here, advancing, here, advancing. Now this is a more complex technique because you got to be cognizant of the fact that you have to have the right technique in front of you as far as your hands are concerned. So the block is coming this way, I'm shifting, so coming from this side, I'm shifting and punching. Coming from this side, I'm shifting and punching. So if we are dealing with that white punch now, so my technique here is going to be stepping, shifting with the Tan Sao, because that's where the punch is coming from. So I'm getting out of the way, deflecting the punch here, doing that Huma, and attacking, right? This angle. So practice with a specific purpose in mind. It's not just throwing punches, which of course you can do, but that's more for beginners where you just focus on the specific technique. Now there's more elements in place. So yes, you can in the beginning just practice punches, your straight punches, right? Higher into the face, and you can practice techniques like Gan Sao, punch, Gan Sao, punch, and you're really focusing on on the right shapes of your techniques. But if you want to incorporate more elements to it and get deeper into Wing Chun principles, you're going to have to incorporate some of these now simultaneous movements, more complex movements, which includes your whole body, going from side to side, taking appropriate stepping. Now we're incorporating stepping and different techniques. For example, this is a Wu Da, Wu Sao with a punch here. You can do Tan Da, Tan Sao with a punch, Tan Sao with a punch. And the whole time you got to be aware of where your hands are at. In one of my episodes I talk about, are the angles of the hands absolute? By no means they are not, but you still have to have a proper structure. So, for example, my Tan Sao never pulls back. In the video it may appear this way, that way, but I will actually explain to you that why does it look that way. Because I'm never pulling my Tan Sao back, unless a stronger force is pulling it back and to where it's forcing my Tan Sao back to the point when I can release it and attack, right? But I wouldn't intentionally pull my Tan Sao back. The way it appears it's going back when we're shifting is simply because, and I'll show this to you on this dummy. So if I'm shifting, this is my Tan Sao. Tan Sao shape looks just like this. So that's the perfect Tan Sao shape that we all do in the forms. So if I'm here and striking, so it looks like this pulled back, but it's still the same shape. Still completely the same shape. I didn't pull back, it's just my body has shifted. So it was square here, so now look at my hips. So only my hips are turning. I'm not pulling the Tan Sao back. Tan Sao always stays in the same position. My hip has gone, or shifted, so it's gone back, right? In a sense. It's not really pulling back either, it's just shifting relevant in accordance to what the opponent is giving you, okay? So if my opponent is punching this way, I'm letting the force go, and my Tan Sao immediately covers that and follows it, but not chasing it. Just follows the energy until the point when the energy is released, and now I am able to attack with the Tan Sao. So here, here. So this is not pulling back. This is my Tan Sao keeping the same shape, but my shifting makes it appear like it's pulling back. It's simply same extension like before. I can put a fist in between my ribs and my elbow, and same when I'm straight. So you see there's no pulling back. It's just my body shifting, right? So the same. So we practice those techniques on both sides. So don't do this. This is pulling back, right? No, just maintain that shape. So that's the mentality you should be thinking about. You'll be thinking about the proper energy, thinking about angles. You're thinking about the hand shapes. You're thinking about how to use all those elements and now projected with power applied back to your opponent. And now we're thinking targets. So when we are attacking, boom, 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 we're thinking about also relaxation. So we are punching the face, the cheek, or the jawline. Then when you come into your uppercuts, so this is now closer range. So you're looking at transition. So if I'm here, if I'm punching, I can go into this elbow. But I'm always thinking about maintaining contact. So if I punch here, if I want to go on this side, I want to do it with still control. So I am controlling the body. So if I punch and I'm going for this punch, I'm going to help myself with a Tan Sao or Lan Sao. So from here, the punch, Tan Sao can still control the opponent. You can turn into a Lan Sao and punch. So now you're having like a shield between you and your opponent and good control, right? So practice with that in mind. So I'm here, here, or I'm here with a, say, BUG cell or a fac cell. Let's say we use a fac cell here. You can use that as a lance cell. Now turn into a lance cell and punch. BUG cell. Now look at this. Here, now you can lean on this. It's kind of like a tan cell shape almost, but inverted, right? But now you can go grab the neck, and we have this cow cell. A cow cell, just like in the form, right? The wooden dummy form. So here, boom, cow cell, and a punch. Your punch is straight into the body, aligned with the force of your hip, with the direction of your hips, and manipulating the angle of your opponent. Now you have a superior angle. So always think about your angles. Always think about the energy that you project in and the feeling of relaxation. So you can use multiple techniques for that. Example, I'm here, UG cell, can go into my elbow strike, but it's not just a strike. Now I can control here. So I can push, they step back, boom, follow up with a step, boom, boom, right? And then you get closer, boom. Now you're in this position. So you're thinking, this is my protection, this is my control. Now this is the control part where I am rolling. Has that chi cell quality. I'm rolling over my opponent's body and neck, and I'm in better control. If I'm closer, I'm gonna get a closer contact and place my whole arm almost like a diagonally shaped lance cell, and punch here. From here, go to your BUG cell. Okay, you have a Wu cell here ready. From here, you can go again into the same cow cell and palm strike on this side, or even better. So we did a BUG cell. From here, you can go straight into a palm strike, and now you have options here to follow up, or you can go back into a BUG cell and back to a cow cell. From here, you have options, right? You have multiple options. You have those BUG elbows, or even you can use those pie jar or lance cell from the champ Q form. Follow up with that. Obviously, here, boom, boom, boom. Can go deep. Can go into your cow cell with control here. Cow cell and palm strike. Strike, punch. From here, can go into your BUG elbow, right? From here, done, and a palm strike, right? If they're attempting to grab your wrist, right? And you turn to a tan cell and palm strike, push them back and strike. So those are just some ideas how you can incorporate all these different elements into your training. Don't just be blindly punching at the dummy and you're not aware what you're doing. And I purposely do these techniques at a slower pace because it gives me the opportunity to feel the energy and to feel the proper structure. When you do it real fast, you're really not thinking about those things. Okay, so start slow, and later those slow movements become smooth and fast. But first start doing it slow. There's advantages to training both slow and fast. For the beginner, I'd say train it slow, and then in the course of your Wing Chun training, they will become automatic techniques and you will understand the energy behind it. All right, that's the lesson for today. See you next time. Have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Okay, see you.